Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are discussing a brand new feature for the Switch 2 that has seemingly just been confirmed. Okay, so pretty exciting stuff. If you like Switch 2 talk, Nintendo talk in general, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, the information that we're discussing today is from a patent that was basically just discovered, really. Now, this patent was filed back in January 8th of 2023, and this is filed from Nintendo. Obviously, we see the Joy-Con here. And I will go to a bunch of the figures and pictures that they have of this patent. Now, I will link this in the description also if you want to go full detective mode, because there are some things in here, like there's a bunch of stuff that I haven't even translated from Japanese to English. I wanted to go to this paragraph here. Now, it starts off by just talking about like the basic functionalities of the Joy-Con and, you know, the inner workings of them. So I won't bore you with that. The final part here is really the interesting piece that I want to talk about in today's video. And it says the sensor for mouse operation, the sensor for mouse operation detects reflected light from a detected surface. The light changing by moving over the detected surface in a state in which either the first side surface or the second side surface is placed on the detected surface. Did everyone take notes on that? What the heck does that mean? Well, it sounds an awful like how a mouse functions, okay? Now they even say mouse operation. Now, this has been rumored and speculated on for a while now, and a lot of people have reported this, but really nothing to back it, just speculation. And when Nintendo recently had their Nintendo Switch 2 reveal trailer, there was a very interesting part in that trailer which showed the Joy-Con kind of gliding on the bottom in like a really weird way. And that kind of just backed up the claim that this could be treated as a mouse. Even in the trailer, the Joy-Con were acting like mice, kind of moving in a very unique way. So from there, people really started, you know, kind of thinking like this was going to be true, right? We have the patent today. We read that. So yeah, let's go to the drawings here. Now there is, like I said, a bunch of stuff that you guys can check out on your own if you want to, but I want to go to certain figures here, starting with this first picture. The top picture looks pretty basic, like what we can do now, but the bottom picture is very interesting. No one holds a Joy-Con like that. I actually have one of my Joy-Con right here handy. If you have them right where you are, try this out, okay? Because I want to hear your opinions in the chat and let me know if you would use this feature and what you think of this feature. Is it a big deal? So I'm going to hold the Joy-Con like they show in the patent. So I'm going to hold it down. I have a mouse pad right here, so it's a little bit easier. Yeah, and I'm just going to hold it. Now I want to go to the next picture, which shows how the fingers will lie on the Joy-Con. Obviously, the Switch 1 Joy-Con is a lot smaller than the Switch 2 Joy-Con, so it does feel a little bit awkward. I have to keep in mind that this is going to be a little bit bigger. But as you can see, the pointer finger rests pretty naturally on the RB button, and the middle finger rests really naturally on the back trigger. And the thumb rests pretty naturally on the analog stick there. So, I mean, the idea of it seems really good. Me using it right now, I would say it feels pretty good. It feels pretty natural. I would have to definitely play a game using these controls, but it doesn't, like, I'm kind of on board with this. Like, it feels pretty good. I think it's a pretty good idea. We can go a little bit further here, and they do show a left and a right hand. So this obviously makes sense. If you're left-handed or right-handed, you would probably want, you know, whatever one your dominant hand is. And yeah, I mean, the Joy-Con are both set up in a way that they do fit a little bit perfectly. I will say though, now that I'm looking at it, the left hand, it's a little bit more awkward because the joystick is much higher than the right one. So I feel like left-handed doesn't feel as good, although I'm a righty. But yeah, it shows this figure. This is the one that's very interesting though. Yeah, and this is definitely going to take a long time to get used to. So In this figure here, figure 28, they're showing the Joy-Con like a mouse in the right hand, and then the left hand, you're holding the Joy-Con up like a normal controller, and you would use the two together. So if we think applications here, the right Joy-Con, which is the mouse, you could aim like a reticle in like a Call of Duty or something. And then the left hand, obviously you would use the Joy-Con to move around. I don't know what the right Joy-Con would do, maybe switch weapons, or I don't know. I don't know if you can program the buttons, who knows, but it doesn't feel too awkward. There are some other figures here that you guys can take a look at if you want. There's some ones that don't really make sense, like this one here looks like a Pro controller cut in half. I don't really know what that's about. And then also this here is showing similar mouse controls with seemingly the Pro controller. So are they going to come out with a Pro controller that splits in half and you could still use the mouse functionality? I don't know how that would feel, but let's talk about this, give my thoughts, and is this a big deal? Let me know in the comments. I think this is a big deal. I think it's a big deal, and I just want to start with this because I've been hearing a lot of people talking about this, and one of the main things that comes up is I don't want to play like this. I'm a controller player. I want to play my games normally. You will definitely be able to do that. There's no way that Nintendo is going to force this control option on us. Although I do think there are going to be at least 1 or 2 games that use this control option only, but it's going to be sort of, you know, something like a Mario Paint or something where you're using the mouse to like draw pictures. I could definitely see Nintendo coming out with a casual game similar to like a Wii Sports or a Nintendo Land, or most recently 1-2 Switch. And I could honestly see this at launch. Nintendo likes to do these sort of tech demo-y games that really show off like all the features of the console. And I actually think there could be a really fun selection of like mini games that use this control, and maybe some other controls that the Switch 2 has as well. So I don't think this controller setup is going to be forced on anyone. I just think it's going to be an option for some games. And of course that's going to, you know, go by developer to developer. Like, I don't think developers are going to be forced to use this, but it's a fun option, man. Like it's a really cool option. Immediately when I see this, yeah, I do think about shooters. Like obviously people play shooters on PC for a reason. It's more precise aiming. You know, you can move around your reticle. You can, like, it's very precise. I also think about, you know, computer ports that could possibly come over, and even games that we have now that could be enhanced by it. Think big games like Minecraft or Fortnite, even something like Stardew Valley. I'm sure people would very much prefer a mouse control over the standard controller. I know certain Switch games I have sort of a weird time playing with, like most recently the Roller Coaster Tycoon port that came over to the Switch. I think it controls fine, but I'm kind of, you know, looking for my mouse control on that one. So it's gonna range by developer to developer. Like I think it's gonna be only in select games, but I think it's gonna make sense for a lot of games. First person shooters, real-time strategy games. Like I could see a lot of applications being used for this. Now I do see a couple problems with this. The first problem, not everyone's setup is set up for this kind of thing. Now I'm in my office right now and I, you know, have my Nintendo Switch in here, but I also have my Nintendo Switch set up in a more common place. So like right here, I have my mouse pad and I'm in my office and like I can play games like this. Yeah, but not everyone is going to have that setup. Some people, you know, strictly just play handheld, which this is definitely not going to be a handheld feature. But even the people playing docked, they're kind of sitting on their couch, you know, and are they really going to hunch over on like a coffee table or something and play their games like this? So even if this feature is 100% confirmed, because patents don't 100% confirm things, they're just patents. But if Nintendo does go ahead with this, and I do think they will, judging by the rumors, the speculation, the trailer that we saw before, I don't think this is a feature for everyone. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like, why not? Like, why not give us more features? Even if we don't use them, it's still nice to have them. And especially Nintendo, who loves getting third-party support, I could see this being a way for a lot of smaller developers to bring over their indie games and still keep that mouse functionality, which makes a lot more games, you know, like I'm moving my mouse right now. Imagine if I can move it with a Joy-Con. So yeah, that's kind of all I have today. I was really like racking my brain to think of a game that Nintendo could immediately showcase this with. And my first thought was Metroid Prime 4. I think Metroid Prime 4 is a great candidate for a game that could showcase this feature in a big way. Obviously, Metroid Prime 4 is a very hyped game by people. People are very much looking forward to this. And honestly, Metroid Prime 4 is a first-person shooter. I mean, let me know in the comments how you play your first-person shooters. This could be a really good control option for that, and could be a very big game at launch to showcase this. I will leave the link to this patent in the description. There we go. Yeah, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Very interesting stuff. We won't have to wait too long to see if this is a feature that we will get at launch or later on. I'm very confident it will come at launch, and can't wait to see how developers use it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.